Alright, welcome back to Buck Don't Know Shit. But what I am working on today is taking off this front clip, I guess they call it, the front clip. Clip to me sounds small. Nothing about this is small. This bumper assembly, it can and could come apart in 3 pieces from what I see. Basically like this bottom part of the bumper, the grill, which I got loose but I can't get all the way loose, and then the actual, or the top part of the bumper are in 3 pieces. Can't get them off in 3 pieces though. So this is gonna be one big heavy chunk. Where I can pull it off is basically the bracket that is holding all of it together in here. There's 2 bolts there, there's a couple bolts in there. Then I think the entire 3 pieces will want to come down. So doing this by myself, got to figure out a way. Of course I'll use a jack or jack stands or something, hold up one side while I'm messing with the other, but yeah, it's gonna be heavy. I'll get it apart once I get it on the ground. There's just some bolts, the lower bumper attached to the upper part of the bumper. You're just not like right in here, this area. The nuts are seized on to the bolt, and yeah, there's no way to get anything into them to cut them because they're all behind sheet metal and not just the fender, but this other metal up in there. You can't get to them. Can't get to them good enough really to put a wrench on them. You can't get in there and muscle up on them. Let's put it that way. So that's the project today. As I'm going through this, I really am seeing this needed to be done anyway. I mean, the car would have drove and been fine without it, but there is a lot of rusty areas, a lot of dirt, a lot of just, yeah, things need to be clean. Again, everything you clean, take apart, put back together, a year down the line, 2 years down the line, if you have an issue, it makes life so much easier to take things apart, and then you know where everything is, and you're not fighting what I'm fighting right now, like having to take the entire bumper assembly off in one piece. I won't have to do that in the future. I could just put 3 bolts on this side, 3 bolts on that side, take the lower bumper off, and be able to access whatever up here I need to access. Yeah, it'll just make life easier, and it'll look better. And I have found there's some rust up under the fender from about right here up. There's like no coating or anything on it. It's not like terrible rusty like it's about to rust through, but it's rust. And now I can get this fender off, those fenders off, and get some rust treatment and some primer in there and not have to worry about it for another 20 years. So just the little things, but it's going to take me a while. But I am waiting on heads. I do got to run this guy to a radiator shop, like the only, maybe not the only one I know of is 45-minute drive from here, that'll work on old radiators like that. So did drop off the heads at a automotive machine shop, Mark's Automotive Machine Shop in Beaumont, and very knowledgeable guys, been doing it since early 90s, I believe. So had lots of engines. It was, I don't know what I was expecting. I have been to one, but it was like 30 years ago. Get the front clip off. I think my wife's gonna be like, what the actual fuck, when she comes home and sees that the car doesn't have fenders on it. So I'm getting a lot of questions about what's taking me so long. When is this car gonna go back together? But y'all know as well as I know that get this clip off, I can actually get in here and clean things, grind on things, paint things, de-rust, and it'll all just kind of fly back together. Alright, so essentially what we got here is these two big bolts, and there's one there and one down there. And I haven't figured out these yet. There's one on the other side too, and the whole bolt and nut spins, but there is nowhere to, it's somewhere inside this frame. It doesn't go all the way through to the inside of the engine compartment like these two do. So I may end up having to cut that. I don't really know. All right, it is off. Now I got some work to do. I'm gonna pull it over to the side, I think, and try to continue on the front here, see what I need to do to get these guys off. This one is pretty loose at this point. It is held on by something somewhere up in here. I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this headlight bucket out. And you know, might as well get it out, clean it up, and do all that jazz too. So yeah, that I had to get the boy out here to help and Riot, and he did a good job. We laid it down, nothing crashed, it all came down nice and soft. Don't ignore that. I didn't, that was just there in case it fell, and it didn't. Did well. It but yeah, basically you had to rock it and kind of pull it out to get those to slide off the frame, and it came on out. So it is just 4 bolts. You can see 2 down there, 4 bolts on each side, and then there were 2 up here, I believe. But yeah, got them out. Thing was loose. This bolt here actually did need to come off. I guess it is, and I don't feel it from the back side there. It maybe feels like it might have a Phillips screw head. So anyway, that's just to sandwich those 2 pieces together. So it's just a machine screw, I guess. You can see these are the bolts here, that those 3 on each side. If you could get them loose, then this lower part would just come off, and then all you have to deal with is this, and you could actually then get to this bolt, put the grill in separate, so this thing would weigh a lot less. You know, these brackets, you could bolt them in the car and just mount the top part, and then come in and mount the bottom part separate. And you could put the grill in last if you're trying to do this by yourself, which I will be, and that is what I will be doing, taking all this apart, putting it back in the car piece by piece, and using some anti-seize and, you know, some corrosion resistant bolts and nuts for the future guy who gets to take this car apart, which may be me also. Well, shouldn't have sent my kid back in so soon, although I don't want him manhandling all this. You know, he's about 110 pounds right now, so he's growing taller. Can't put on much weight yet, but yeah, let me get this monstrosity out of here. Got my steel toe flip-flops on. I should be good. Should be good. I might actually go put my Crocs on for this job. You know, safety first and all that. Nah, I'll be all right. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, I forgot to mention, I bought a new Classic yesterday. 1999 Toyota Camry V6 hot rod. So yeah, I would do a will it run video, but come on, it's a Camry. Of course it's going to run. Okay, just for anybody who is removing a fender on one of these first time, like me, you gonna have to get your head lamps out. You're gonna have 2 bolts right there, and there, just body bolts that'll go through. You're gonna have these guys up here. All right, simple enough. You're gonna have one guy down here, which this one was hard to get out, and I found it looks like some area where somebody might have gotten a little rough with it before. But we'll get all this out, clean it up. But then in here is where it gets a little, there is a little bitty guy right there. There's one more little guy. I think it was right there. But basically that one held this plate in place, which was screw right there, screw into the body right there, and it hides that body bolt right there. So that's what I was looking for. I was like, something is holding this down still, and that's where it is. It is behind that guy. So don't go ripping and yanking and pulling on things, thinking maybe it's just wedged. Be patient like me, like I always am. Find all your bolts, because one more I got to get out, and then this thing should slide right off. And one more, so you got to take this panel out, which is just 3 little sheet metal screws, and to get to that guy right there. Well, moving backwards again. It's what I seem to do with this car. Eventually I will have taken everything off of it, and there will be nothing to go backwards to. I think I'm pretty close to that, other than the engine block and the transmission and the doors, trunk lid. That's about it. So it looks pretty cool like this. I can see why people always get a car to this state. It would make life so much easier, running brake lines and fuel lines, which I do need. Now that I'm here, I can put me a clamp down on that brake line there, probably the fuel line too, although it's pretty rigid there. Good that I'm getting to this point, can access some things and actually clean in areas that I couldn't get to before, which at the end of the day is what this car needed. There were no surprises, no rust holes, nothing bad rust, just surface rust on everything. Insides of the fenders up front look pretty much like that. Fenders are in good shape. They really are. There's no Bondo. Like here's a shot of the inner panel here. That's where by the door right there. And then this is up front, the headlights. You see the surface rust, but it needed to come off, and it needed to get cleaned and primed. Not that they were in danger of rusting through, but you know, we get these rust treated and primed up, and they'll be good for another 10, 15, 20 years probably. But it was time to do it. You know, it really was. This car just needed some love, some cleaning, and it's gonna get it. I mean, we're at a point now where I can get to everything. So start grinding, cleaning, painting. I'm glad I did this. I really am. Yeah. I see all these old classic cars, you know, guys working on them, like Uncle Tony's garage, and he's got all of them down to this state, and then he throws them back together real quick. And yeah, I mean, now that I've done this, I see why guys get them down to this state all the time, because it just makes accessing everything so much easier. And you know, definitely if you get a new old car, you should probably take these front fenders off. Take the hood off, take the front fenders off, take the cowl off, and just look your car over really well and see what needs to be repaired. So far, nothing on this car. It looks excellent. Just needs some cleaning, some painting. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's take this monstrosity apart. Shouldn't be too hard. Well, taking apart bumpers in a list of things I don't like doing on cars. Noisemaker 5000 here at the Tough Walmart. Other than it only coming with one battery, but it works. So $30 tool. Yeah. You know, what can I say? It works. But it is loud.
One eternity later.
Okay, got them all busted loose, 3 pieces. You see this how they will come out, and if you had good bolts that weren't seized together, you could take it apart like this in the car and leave you know, these brackets in place. And that's how I will put it back together. Anyway, that's your front bumper on this monstrosity. Okay, get the grinding. Bring you in and show you what we've got going on here. So basically, we're just getting the scaly rust off of all this. You can see it's in good shape, really good shape, all the metal. That's it, just getting the scale off of it. And then I'm gonna come back and hit it with probably some degreaser first. I'll probably or oven cleaner or something, wipe it down, and then hit it with some Windex or glass cleaner. I have some foamy glass cleaner. I like that stuff better. And then hit it with the rust converter. Getting down in here, this is still pretty greasy down in this area, so I hit it with the wire wheel, but I'm gonna have to really get in here with some degreaser before I paint. Clean all this up and hit it all with some primer again. And yeah, I mean, that's the driver's side. Y'all have seen it. It is pretty much ready for cleaning and rust converting on this side. Really nothing to this. This is the years of dirt and grime that built up in this area. This is underneath the radiator where it was. Gosh, so much stuff. So I'm just scraping away. Actually, the paint is still there underneath it though, which is kind of cool. So it is cleaning right up. Could grow a garden here in my garage now. I don't know how well something will grow in it, but there's enough dirt there. You see we're just scraping, vacuuming, cleaning, putting a grinding wheel on it every now and then. Mainly using my multi-tool there. Flathead, a big flathead. And I was using that guy, but I got all the big stuff off with it, and now I'm kind of hitting the small stuff, and then I will get down in all these little creases and crevices and try to get all of it I can. Shined up on this side, didn't it? Having fun? Yeah. Well, let's see, we're not done today yet. It's been a long day. Just want to show you what a little elbow grease and a grinding wheel and a bunch of degreaser and oven cleaner and glass cleaner and all that can do. It looks so much better than it did. And I have come along and hit the rust converter on both sides, everywhere where we needed it. I got a little mess I got to clean up there, but pretty much ready to put some primer on, some old paint primer, Rust-Oleum. is we are rattle canning Rust-Oleum this car. Well, it is a hot one today, super hot. We stayed out here all day. Carly got out here with me for a few hours. I sent her in. Well, we went and ate, and I told her, call it a day for the day, because it is so hot. Look at that. Does it look hot? Oh, look at my driveway sweating. I'm just kidding. That's we were washing old rags, what I was doing. But anyway, we got a lot of stuff cleaned and accomplished. All the bumper brackets, braces, hood latch. I don't have that guy cleaned up yet, but got all those cleaned up and rust treated. So all O'Reilly's has is the Permatex. I don't know where I originally bought the Loctite type. Have some ordered, but it's not gonna be here probably till I'm done rust treating everything. So what are we doing today? Painting. Cleaned up the car yesterday, and man, this looks so much better. It almost looks like one of those cars you see, like, I don't know, Uncle Tony's Garage or Auto Resto Mod, or, you know, one of those where they got the front clip off and they're taking the engine out. Everything's all nice and clean and just easy to work on. Look at that. I think it looks great. Now, looks a little different when you start getting back in here and back there. It is not perfectly clean. It's not. But as we work on things, probably like when I get to this engine, taking the oil pan and that stuff off, I will start kind of trying to do my best to scrub and detail back here, do the best job I can anyway. So, and get a little paint on some of the stuff. So yeah, man, this makes the car look 100% better, and it's protected now. A lot of this stuff, not so much down in there, but there was a lot of rusty areas up in here. You know, these were definitely rusty. All under here was rusty in spots. Different areas around the battery tray and whatever you call that, false battery tray, I don't know, but nothing goes there. Water, the windshield wiper bag, but that's it. But yeah, I mean, everything is nice and clean, rust-free, and protected. So, got the bumper brackets. That's a hood latch. Got them primed. I think I'm gonna put one more coat on this side, and then put these up, get them out of the way. Then I'm gonna get the bumpers up here. We rust treated them yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and prime the inside of them just to protect them. It's not like that rust is gonna eat through that, but might as well throw some primer on them, a couple coats, and make sure it doesn't come back for a while anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Look at it. It's nice and clean. Painted. Looks good.